Hello, everyone, and welcome to EnlightenME Happy Hour for another episode. This is episode 22, and it's August the 5th. What a special day. It's actually my mother's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom, up in heaven. This one's for you. And we're going to get rolling here. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And we are in for a great show. This is EnlightenME Happy Hour. We actually have special guests joining us and logging in from all over the world. And this is what I love to say about teamwork. It's always helping other people in the community and reaching out and lending a helping hand. Just love this image and what it represents, because I always say we can get fast together, but we can go really far together as a great team. And EnlightenME community is a great team. So hello and welcome, and thank you to our loyal fans and for everyone that spends Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with us. You're all amazing, and it's so amazing to see so many people coming back and new faces every week on the show. So I am your EnlightenME founder and hostess, and this whole concept was birthed during COVID-19 times. And my dedication to the community is to help you rise up during COVID-19. And tonight's topic is, how can we do our part in protecting and preserving our Mother Earth? Maybe you have children, maybe you have grandchildren, maybe you want to live to see your grandchildren's grandchildren. I know I'll probably live to be over 100, so we all need to do our part in helping to preserve and protect this planet. And we have a very special guest joining us tonight, Wendy-Jo Kennedy, who is actually doing a lot of things, taking action, taking the lead to do her part and encourage other people to get involved with entrepreneurial activities. So every week, our project here, EnlightenME, the community, is changing. We're constantly changing our topics from real estate to trading to environment, to personal growth and development. And we're always looking for fresh content and new guest speakers to join our show. So the great thing about EnlightenME is not only do you broadcast to the EnlightenME Network, which has now over 2,000 members, but you also get to be broadcasted out to a number of different media channels. What that means is that people will get exposure to your webinars, and you will be sharing your message and your webinar to over millions of viewers online. This is magic, especially for people that are trying to monetize their business, or people that have been forced to take their business to an online concept. And COVID-19 has really shifted us into high gear. And what I believe is that it is going to be the future of successpreneurs, healthpreneurs, entrepreneurs. People are rising up into their own energy and their own power, because this earth has shifted, as we know. And so we are all doing our part to basically be part of that amazing positive change. So the EnlightenME Happy Hour is a webinar, and it's for people that are wanting to stay connected in the community and help one another. You'll find that there's different people on every week, entrepreneurs, small business owners. We also have coaches, many different types of coaches, from binge eating coaches to coaches working with people who have addictions, to hypnotherapists, life coaches, trauma coaches, you name it. And we also have many other types of folks gathering in every single week to spread the message, to share the message, to share the content. And now the content is going out to Heart Radio, iTunes, it's going out to Spotify. It's actually become a channel within EnlightenME. So every single episode of the recorded talk show on the Wednesday night will actually be put onto the EnlightenME Network platform. So a little bit of housekeeping. Our website has changed now officially to www.enlightenmenetwork.com. So I'll be able to share that with you. So for example, tonight when we're recording Wendy and her beautiful story and her success story with EnlightenME, and also with the help that the community is giving her to bring her project to fruition and help her get to her goals, you'll be able to see this show recorded and actually on the homepage of EnlightenME. So COVID-19 shook up the world. It made us grow in many different ways. And every week we come on here, we share ideas, we share best practices, we come together as a community And you can hear from experts with great ideas. There's many thought leaders that come onto this platform. And we do webinars with many different topics. There's people that have come on to talk about health and wellness products, people that have come on to talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, stocks, real estate, lots of topics that people want to know about today because they want to know what's happening with the world because there's so many changes taking place. What we realize is that we're going from a time where it was bricks and mortar to click and order. So I know for myself personally, I had to reinvent myself, and I had to step up as a community leader and develop something that could really help people and to drive, of course, business profits online. So this is a success platform for you, for the entrepreneurs, for the small business owners, even large business owners as well, that want to get specific messages out with their webinars. And if you are providing content every week, your content can be picked up by many different media channels now. So we're so excited about this. So it's a place to truly connect. So we always do our recording from 7 to 8 p.m. We cut the show off at 8 p.m. sharp Pacific Standard Time. We take a 10-minute break, pour a glass of wine, and then we come back for casual social time where we'll be able to actually network with each other and spend some time getting to know the members of the EnlightenME community. And as this grows and as the platform grows and as new members come on, I am so looking forward to the day where we have different topics for every day of the week. And I know it's sunny summer Wednesday night in Vancouver here, and you could be anywhere else in the world and you're joining us here. So thank you to everyone that's logging on. I'm just going to ask that we stay muted just so that we can have a really great show that's not interrupted and so that people can hear. And it's also being recorded. So it is definitely a place to collaborate, and you can find a lot of really amazing partnerships on this platform. Maybe you're looking for a joint business, joint venture partner for your business. Maybe you're looking for a real estate agent. Maybe you're looking for some ideas for your business. Maybe you're looking to give your business a makeover. Maybe you need to create an online store, an online platform. Maybe you just want to be a member in the community that gets found in our business directory, and you already have your own products that you're selling, but you just want to onboard more customers online. Whatever the case may be, I can guarantee you that this is a place where you'll find people that have been hand-selected, interviewed, pre-interviewed, pre-qualified to be on this platform by myself and also our teammates that are all people that are either helping people or helping the planet in some way. And of course, when we say planet, we mean children, animals, basically the fish in the sea, the whales, the dolphins, you name it, all of it. So it's actually a really great community, and it's the first of its kind, and it's truly like just amazing, and it's getting its legs now. So it's I'm excited to see where this whole journey will take all of us. And truly, for the people that come on every week, I noticed some newcomers, Dolan, Lou, you're a great man. You've been on right since the early stages, so thanks for coming back again and supporting Wendy. Tony, thank you for supporting Wendy. Lori, there's a few people on here that I don't have their names showing, but thank you to all of the listeners that come on. And as more people are coming on the call, and if you know anybody right now that should be on this call, just maybe send them a little message. The Zoom ID never changes. It's always my cell phone number, which is 604-300-4555. That's 604-300-4555. And just to let you guys know, we also have a link which we can send you to make it easy for people. So without further ado, it's pretty much showtime now. And tonight, it is a little bit more of a serious topic than normal. Sometimes we like to have a little bit of a comedy hour, and we definitely will welcome that after we do our little break and then come back on. We do want people to engage and be fun-loving, so we do have a time for that, which starts at 8:10 p.m. So for now, I would like to take the honor to welcome Wendy-Jo Kennedy. She's in her environment. She's somebody that I really admire and respect for the work that she's already done. And through these COVID-19 times, I've seen a lot of mask deals go through. I've seen a lot of people order their mask supplies and their supplies from China and from other parts of the world that are not biodegradable, that are actually harmful for the community, that are, ending up in the rivers and ending up in the parks, and that can't get broken down because I'm an advocate for, I can't stand Starbucks plastic coffee cups. I see them all over the landfills. Did a campaign for Starbucks a number of years ago, anti-Starbucks coffee cups. They're supposed to change over. I don't know if they did. Wendy, you might be able to answer that question, but I did see them in every single landfill. And I noticed there was a campaign where people were actually picking them up, and then they started doing the messages on the coffee cups. But why not just create a biodegradable cup that's made out of hemp that can have messages on it? Maybe it's a message to how to help a child or how to raise money. So these are just ideas that we can come up with. And Wendy's taking the lead in this arena. And it's really important for people out there in this community to support Wendy and her entrepreneurial pursuits, and myself as a fellow entrepreneur. I know it's hard in the beginning to build something from the ground up, but once you get going, you will have momentum. And I see momentum right now with you, Wendy, and I see you've got something really good. You've got these biodegradable straws, and you're coming from this health and wellness background, which gives people ultimate confidence in you. I know that you are a registered massage therapist as well, so good on you for taking the time to help people heal their bodies. Since you've told me about these types of techniques, I know it's completely changed me from being a type AAA personality to actually calm down and slow down and listen to my body. And you taught me that, so thank you. And Wendy has over 30 years of experience as a leader and a teacher in the health and wellness industry. So that's a lot of experience. I'm so excited to see where your new journey is going to take you. I'm going to ask you some questions in a few seconds, but it's just great, and it's an honor to have you on the show with us. And you've been a real supporter of this EnlightenME community, and I know that you're all about people, planet, and prosperity. And just looking at the various projects that you've worked in, and of course your entrepreneurship, and as a healthpreneur, you've got so many great ideas and so much to offer to the world. And of course, currently a student of the Bob Proctor program and following a lifelong dream. You're definitely a great motivational speaker, and of course, a fantastic mother. And so we are so grateful to have you in this community. I see that some of my personal contacts have joined you from Alberta, who are actually fellow entrepreneurs and also environmentalists. And also, of course, our lovely Aura has just joined the call. So welcome everyone. You guys are what keeps this show going and flowing each and every week. So we thank you for the support. It's certainly not too late to log on, but without a further ado, I'm going to stop this share, and I'm going to put the microphone on you now, Wendy, at your beautiful Capilano River. And I was just going to ask you one question, and that is basically for you to tell us about this project that you're so passionate about, and what is the driving force behind this amazing project?
That's a really interesting question. First off, thanks for having me come on and speak. You already introduced me, but I just feel I should also introduce myself. My name is Wendy-Jo Kennedy. I'm a local resident here of North Vancouver. I'm sitting here right by my house at the lovely Capilano River. British Columbia is beautiful, and perhaps that is what has inspired me. I've lived here since I was a teenager. I have a background in fitness and education and recreation and health, and I spend a lot of my time with my family outdoors, and I've always done things that I thought were to help make a difference, whether it's, like you said, I'm a registered massage therapist, so helping people, you know, work through their pain or helping people relax. But 2.5 years ago, it came to me that we were in a bit of a trend and a stage in terms of some environmental things, and the world's changing, as we know, because of COVID. But even before that, you know, we go through trends, but I feel the environmental thing is more than just a trend. I think it's a really, really important issue, and I wanted to do something that I thought would come up with a solution to help. So I started a company 2.5 years ago called JoJo. In many places in the world, as you know, countries, cities, communities are banning single-use plastics as well as other things that aren't good for the environment. But I have a real mission in terms of how I feel about single-use plastic. And coming from from Vancouver, which is a green, a lot of really good things to help make a difference and help people to make change. But like I said, I started a company because the city was going to ban single-use plastics, and one of those single-use plastics were plastic straws. You may or you may not know, I think we all know by now, that they're pretty harmful for the environment. Plastic straw takes about 500 years to actually break down, but the interesting thing is that it doesn't really break down. It breaks down into something called microplastics, because plastic is composed of this product that was designed in the 60s, and we all grew up with it. We didn't know any better, but now we know better. And so I'm challenging everyone to do better, and I'm providing solutions to help you do better. So with those straws, when they break down, the PLA, it doesn't break down. It turns into little beads, like beads from a necklace, literally, and they're called microplastics, and they end up in our rivers. Right here, this river that I'm sitting by, the salmon swim up here every year to spawn, and we eat those salmon here in BC, and it's actually something that we ship out. But I can't guarantee, or maybe it's an issue we should be talking to people that are more educated, or that's their area of expertise. But I'm pretty sure those salmon that we eat have microplastics in them, as well as the food that is grown, because the plastics also end up in the earth. We plant our seeds in the earth, and we eat our food from there. So, we're on top of the food chain. So I feel that I wanted to do something, so I started a straw company. Okay, a straw company, big deal, Wendy. But yeah, it is a big deal actually, because think about how many times in a day you go through a fast food drive-in, or you go to a restaurant, and we're so accustomed to using straws. Not to say that we could get rid of them altogether, but some people still need them. We still use them. If we're going to use them, let's use something that's a little less harmful in the environment and that isn't making these microplastics. So I started with biodegradable paper straws here locally. I went and knocked on hospitalities, doors, bars, restaurants, said, hey, my name's Wendy-Jo. What are you doing about the initiative that's happening here in Vancouver? Did you know by the spring of I think it was 2019 at first, that we're no longer going to be able to use plastic single-use straws? Here, I have a solution, and I would give out my samples of my straws. And from that, I built my company. I've learned a lot in the last 2.5 years about the environment and things that are happening. I've met some really cool people. Then COVID hit, no big deal, but I did have to pivot my business. I did import my straws from China, so my business got hit sooner than some. And I thought about what I wanted to do. I also got put out of work because I'm a non-essential healthcare worker as a registered massage therapist. And for me to go back to work, our health minister here, Dr. Bonnie Henry, said we had to have protective equipment. So that's all fine and dandy, but in some provinces here in Canada, we're all regulated different. In Alberta, for example, for the licensed massage therapist to go back to work, they have to wear gloves. So the gloves, again, were right back to the drawing board, which really annoyed me. Single-use plastics. They're made out of plastic. So, even before we were even told we could go back to work, people are wearing them because they're paranoid at the beginning of COVID, which is fair enough, but then they're just disposing them anywhere, and you would see them in parking lots, and I'm just like, oh my God. I got to do something about
that. I had a run with that today because I was at a fruit stand with local fruit, and I did not want to buy a case of blueberries because they wanted me to wear a mask, and they wanted me to use hand sanitizer, which was not made of natural ingredients. So they wanted me to put a chemical on my body, put a mask on my face so I couldn't breathe in the hot sun. Then they wanted me to use these plastic gloves just to buy some organic blueberries. So I refused. I said, you know what? I'll take the raspberries. They were already in the biodegradable case. I said, I'll take those instead. So what I'm hearing you say is that you've got the straws ready to go. You've got the masks, and quite honestly, I love your masks. I've worn one at an event, and I could breathe, which was so nice because it was breathable. There was air coming in. And so could you explain to us, so that people have a really good idea in terms of the cost difference between buying these plastic products from
Hmm.
China and buying a locally sourced, locally made, locally grown product. Is there a
Definitely.
big price difference?
Yeah. So essentially, you know, you see people out in public, and we see people with the disposable paper like masks. I got one right here actually, so I can show you. So here you go. You got your little mask, you know, you put it on, you use it, and then you're supposed to dispose of it, which is fine. We want, you know, we're not advocating against not being healthy and keeping people safe, but we as consumers can make choices, and that's what I am here to educate people on. So you can go to, you know, your Save on Foods or your local gas station. You see them everywhere, a package of 6 or 12 for about $6, which is pretty reasonable, but there's only 6 of them, and they're going to end up in the landfill. If we're lucky, they might just get tossed, you know, in the river here or wherever. People are pretty ignorant that way. Or you can buy one of mine that are made locally here in Vancouver from an outdoor apparel company. They've been in business for over 20 years, so they know what they're doing in terms of fabric, and they're washable, they're reusable, and one mask will cost you about $18. But you can have that mask for as long as you like. Just like a good pair of jeans, it'll eventually wear out. Nothing's, you know, impermanent. But the cost, if you think about it, you're buying these 6 ones for $6 or 12 a dozen, you know, that's going to add up pretty fast. But we're not just talking about dollars and pennies here. We're talking about the cost of our Mother Earth. Okay, to me, that is something that I want everybody to think about when they're making choices with all of this PPE or any kind of product for that matter. You know, well, sure, it might seem cheaper, it might seem easier, but in the long run, what are the costs? How is that going to impact us? I have a granddaughter, I have children, I have friends. I love the great outdoors and I care. And when I make a choice to buy something, I think about how that's going to impact the future of Mother Earth. And that's what I was
Absolutely.
kind of saying too about the gloves. I have 100% biodegradable gloves. I made those choices. I pivoted my business. I went from having straws imported from China. I created an online shopping boutique. I have what I call eco essentials. You can get my masks that are washable, reusable, comfortable. They're, you know, approved. They do the job. You can get 100% biodegradable gloves, which are freaking amazing as far as I'm concerned compared to what other options there are. You can get biodegradable straws. I also have hand sanitizer that comes from, made from ethanol. So that's a better choice rather than alcohol. And the list goes on and on.
I love it all. And I
Yeah.
know that you just recently started your store and you've got your store listed on the EnlightenME Network. But
Yes.
what I wanted to ask you was how, so people that would be listening to this webinar right now on all the different channels that it's going out to, so Heart Radio, iTunes, Vimeo, Pamper Me Network, hopefully eventually Conscious Living, I'm sure they will pick it up, but it'll be broadcasted out for millions of listeners around the internet. And what they probably want to know is, I want to help support Wendy. So what is the best way for them to contact you? Would you like them to phone you? Would you like them to email you? Would you like them to go to Enlighten Me and find you there?
Essentially, just contact me directly. I do have the JoJo Eco Boutique, which is www.jojoecoboutique.com. It's not fully launched. We're still working on how to do the drop shipping, but that's going to be resolved really soon. So you can contact me through there or just directly contacting me through EnlightenMe, my profile. I have Facebook page, which is JoJo's. I can give you my personal number. Yeah, I'm pretty much really easy to get a hold of
This
and happy to help people.
This is amazing, and I really want to try the hand sanitizer because I noticed that I don't actually use the regular hand sanitizer because first of all, it dries out my hands.
Well,
And
that's the thing too. That's why I picked the one that I have, because like I said, I needed certain PPE to be able to go back to work as a RMT. And of course, hand sanitizer is going to be very important for people coming in and out of wherever I work. So the one that I've chosen for my boutique is made from ethanol, but it also has some essential oils, which are important for us healthcare workers that are washing our hands even more so than we normally would be. So our hands aren't getting dried and cracked and whatnot. We got to keep the health of our hands up too. So this particular product has stuff in it, like I said, the essential oils, which will help with that as well.
This is
Whereas
amazing.
alcohol
I
is
think
very drying.
everybody out there needs to know what you're doing. This is why we're doing this video tonight, is to let folks in
Definitely.
our community know, but also so that when they're out doing their regular business or they're out networking or talking to people in the community, they have you in the back of mind and they know that Wendy's out there making a difference. And you know, if I had my way, I would take a magic wand and change every single piece of plastic on this planet
Oh
from
my God, me
plastic
too.
to hemp. I would take the hemp wand out because I just love hemp for many different reasons. Number one, it can grow really fast as a plant. It's good for the environment. We need that oxygen that we're breathing in every single day. We need more plants to be planted. We've done a lot of destruction to this earth and we all need to do our part. And COVID-19 has been a bit of a reset. And I guess what I wanted to know, if you could let me know, Wendy, what you feel about how this has actually impacted your business in terms of,
Mhm.
because you've had to pivot yourself, you've had to go from health and wellness Wendy to healthpreneur, RMT, to looking at different ways to actually take your business to an online format. So good on you for taking action and also for following your dreams and to not allow anyone else to discourage you, because I know there's so many different masks out there. There's so many different gloves out there, but how many
Mhm.
of them are actually good for the environment? And you're taking the lead in this arena. So you're stepping up.
Mhm.
So I was going
For
to ask
sure.
you,
Yeah.
first of all, I've got two more questions. Then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the recording so that we can use this recording for our channels, our media channels. Then what we're going
Okay.
to do is we're going to go into an active Q&A, which where I will also record that as well. But just so you know what we're looking at for timelines, we still have a bit of time. It's only 7:24. And so what I wanted to know is, how do you see this business in the future? What does your future
Mhm.
self look like? How do you portray yourself? What is the future looking like for Wendy? Where do you see this all going?
Where I'd like to see JoJo's going, my original mission was to rid Vancouver of single-use plastic, starting with straws. So now that I've had time to start that, think about it, my vision and mission now is not just to make an impact locally here in our green city of Vancouver and my hometown of North Vancouver, but globally. I would like to get the message out to people all over the world that there's choices that people can make, and those choices have an impact on not only our personal health, but also on Mother Earth's health, and it's directly correlated. So where I see my company JoJo's going is I want to collaborate with other environmentalists. I want to create, and I have that already on my boutique, where I have a blog and I help educate and inspire and help to evolve and make change, positive change. It's I can't force anybody to do anything, but I think that knowledge is power, and I think when people are aware, because we're really tricked. For example, don't ever believe anything that says that it's biodegradable or compostable. Those are catchy, trendy words, just like, you know, when organics first came out, all the cracker companies and the different manufacturers would put on those boxes organic just to get consumers to buy them because we thought we were doing the right thing. But there
Ryan,
was no standards yet, right? And until there was standards, okay, now there's standards. You can only use that word organic if it meets certain standards. Well, the same thing is true of the words biodegradable and compostable. Sometimes you can go into a coffee shop and you see a straw sitting there that looks just like a plastic straw and you're like, oh my God, this is great, because nobody likes change. Nobody likes paper because it goes soggy. It doesn't taste this way. It doesn't do that. So they see these ones and it says compostable. They think, oh, great. But you know what? It's not 100%. Yes, it's compostable, but what percentage? And it's still making those microplastics. So that's what I would like to see happen, is more knowledge, education, so that we can provoke change
This is
and make a
amazing,
difference in the
and
world.
it's wonderful. So I know you've got your straws. You are getting your access to your gloves. They're going to be going onto your website. You've got your masks, and you're going to continue to add to your product portfolio. You're going to put your
100%. Yeah.
sanitizer in. So you're going to just continue to grow. So that's amazing. And so what I'm going to ask you now is, how can the community best support you? Are you looking for investors? Are you looking for funding? Are you looking to get a few big orders? Like, it would be nice to see. I was just in the grocery store the other day and they had a little stand there and they were selling masks. There was a lady from Thailand selling masks, but they were from Thailand. It would be nice to see a local product that's locally sourced and manufactured being sold in one of the local grocery chains, or even like Whole Foods. So if we can support you, and let us know what kind of support exactly that you're looking for.
Well, pretty much all those things you said, I'm open to. I don't need just one specific thing. I think all of those things, I'm open to collaboration. I want to, if anybody knows of any organizations or environmental groups or committees, things that I can do to help bring about change, like we already talked about. Ideally, if you know a company that's already using multiple disposable masks, and you think that my products would be something they would like, I can even do branding with both my straws and my masks to help promote their businesses. Yeah, essentially just help me get the word out and help me to educate. So just doing what I'm doing is talking to people, and when people are making choices, or when you're making choices, just say, hey, did you know that, when something says compostable, ask questions, ask the person that's selling it, well, where is it compostable? How is it? Things like that can help. And just support me by buying my products.
Exactly. You know what? I'm going to let every single person that I know about what it is that you're doing. So I'm going to do my part here on this planet to help preserve and protect Mother Earth. For folks that may not know, at one point in time, I used to sell disc repair machines. So those little gadgets, like the Disco Devil that was sold in all the Blockbuster stores, I put those disc repair machines in every Blockbuster store across Canada. It was my friend Ron Hoffler's invention. He took the same buffing technology that he had to take scratches off sports cars, and he made this little machine so that we didn't have to throw those CDs and DVDs into the landfill, because they say that it takes over 1 million years to even break down the polycarbonate fibers in those bloody CDs and DVDs. And if you go to places like 100 Mile House and Nelson, you'll see that people have made bird feeders out of them. They've made hedges to keep the bears away. They've done every possible thing that you could do with CDs and DVDs. So that was my part, was working for that company, because I worked with all the librarians and the video stores so that people didn't have to keep buying those CDs and DVDs, because we knew they ended up in the landfills. And these machines at least helped recycle the CDs, and so that you could recycle them so that you weren't keep continuing to waste them. So I just love it when we can make a difference and have things not go in the landfill. So I'm super, super excited about how we can help create this positive change together. And I would just take a moment to share your website.
Nice.
So just give me 1 second here. So basically, if can you guys see the screen okay?
Yep.
Backdrop.
Right now we see you.
No.
How about now?
Still see you.
Just see you.
1 second, thank you. There we go. How about now? Wendy?
Yeah, we can see the screen now.
So yeah, for folks that are just chiming in, so we've got 9 people on the call. So thank you to everyone that took time on this beautiful sunny day to be with us and to hear Wendy's story. And Wendy, I know it's going to be a success story. I know somebody's listening to this and will be listening to it, especially with all the new channels that EnlightenME has. Somebody will hear what you're doing, and you're gonna find some amazing magic will happen. You'll find that there's a lot of people that share the same passion. And I always say it just takes one voice to make a movement, and one person to stand up to make a change, and one person that's a leader to help build a team. So I feel so grateful right now. It actually brings, literally brings tears to my eyes to see that we actually are a team of people that are actually truly caring about people and the planet, and actually kids. In a few weeks, there's going to be a gentleman that comes on who was an NHL football player, but he's also an opera singer. His name's Keith Miller, and he's going to come on and tell us about the app that he made to help end child trafficking. So these are the types of people that I love to have on the show, and people that are, of course, sharing opportunities for people that may have lost their job, because I know we've got a lot of entrepreneurs, hot-blooded entrepreneurs on the call tonight. And it's amazing because don't stop what you're doing, folks. And there's people that are doing a lot of different types of businesses online, because the world needs us. It needs opportunities. It needs change. It needs positive change. It needs people to spread the message. And that's why this whole platform was created. So folks, if you haven't been on EnlightenMe for a while, you can climb on, but just go to www.EnlightenMeNetwork.com, because the website has changed. But here's Wendy's website here, Jojo Eco Boutique. But just to let you guys know, Wendy will also be creating a profile for her own self on here as well. So you can look for her as Wendy. She'll be on soon, but also on Jojo Boutique. And her information's on here. Phone number, direct website address. And I'm just kind of being a guide right now to show you guys how to find her. So this is amazing. So these are some of her products. Usable, washable face masks. Absolutely brilliant. Biodegradable gloves. Absolutely brilliant. So thanks, Wendy, for stepping up and for the work that you're doing. It's just absolutely, truly amazing. So don't stop. I know this is going to go big. I can see it going big places. And the beautiful thing about it is you can keep adding more and more products as time goes on that will keep evolving. This will keep evolving for you. And with the community like the one that we have, you know, people will be definitely helping to spread the word for you. And with this video even, and the reason why it's short and sweet is because a lot of video channels will only accept up to 1 hour for a recording. So that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys.
Nice. I think it's really important to know too that my website, the boutique, is not just a shopping boutique. Like I mentioned, I just want to plug it once more, that Matrix is also making it. I'm going to have links at the bottom with different companies or nonprofits that I'm collaborating with. For example, Oceanwise, which is part of the Vancouver Aquarium here. When I get large, I guess, orders, I have an agreement that I will give back a certain percentage from those big orders to help them, because they then go and they educate people about the oceans and they do good things. And I want to continue to do that with other societies. Like there's the Nature Conservative Society. So at the bottom of my website, I'm going to have many different links where not only I am going to be promoting them or bringing awareness about them, but where other people that are environmentalists can also collaborate and connect. So the website, sure, it's a boutique right now. You can buy your eco essentials. We're going to be adding new things, you know, each season as needed. But essentially, like I said, I really want it to be a place where there's going to be blogs, where you can get facts, where I can help educate, and environmental people can come together. And when you asked me earlier, you know, what can the community do? Well, I want the community of EnlightenMe to come together and help connect me with anyone that they think could benefit, or vice versa, that we could collaborate and work together to make a difference and make change for Mother Earth. Because her health, if she's not well, we're not going to be well.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people on here that are going to be grandparents, that already are grandparents, that want to adopt a bunch of kids and be grandparents, and want to be great grandparents and great great grandparents. So, you know, I plan to live to be 120. I don't know about anybody else, but, you know, we've got to preserve and protect. We have to make sure that we are doing little things, right? Every single day, right? I have a green bin. I recycle. I try to limit the amount of clothing that I buy at the shopping centers. I try to buy locally sourced products. I try to have organic food and eat organic food, and to basically keep my cost of living down, and also drinking the Kangen water and various things to help preserve and protect.
Sure.
So we're putting that energy into ourselves, but we should definitely be mindful of the environment that we live in this, on this earth, right? Because it's,
yeah, it all boils down to choices. We have choices. What we can do, we think, oh, we can't make a difference. Back in the day, before we had, you know, blue box recycling, people would think, oh, why would I, you know, just me, I make a difference. Well, you see every week, just look around your neighborhoods, how much it does make a difference, right? One person can provoke a lot of change, and the choices that we make as consumers can have a huge impact, especially like what you did today, Melanie, when you said to the produce man, well, I'm not buying your blueberries because you're going to make me use plastic and I don't want it. Well, he gets enough people telling him that. Do you think he's not going to want to make some changes?
You know what? I didn't want to have I was quite bold with him, because he said, why aren't you putting a mask on? And I just said, because I can't breathe when I put the mask on. He said, well, wear the gloves. And I said, I don't want to wear the gloves because it's a waste if I'm just buying a crate of blueberries. So just little things, right? But I'm mindful. A lot of other people would have just done that, those things. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna say thank you so much, Wendy, for being an amazing speaker. I'm gonna still do Q&A, don't worry, but just so that we can have a nice, short and sweet recording for our social media channels and all of our channels that this is gonna be going out to. I'm gonna stop the recording.